Podcast is intended for mature audiences. The views and opinions expressed are those of the panelists and do not reflect in any way those of the podcast partners, sponsors, or affiliates. Enjoy.
Hi, this is Michael Buffer, and you're listening to the Voice of the People. Let's get ready for Boxing Voice.
Every day I'm hustling. Every day I'm hustling.
BoxingVoice.com. We don't fight for rings and stuff like that. I don't fear anyone.
En este deporte no se viene a jugar y no le tengo miedo a nadie.
You don't come to play in this sport. I fear no one in this sport.
Does that mean that you will fight Triple G later this year?
Como lo dije en la pelea pasada, ahorita mismo me vuelvo a poner los guantes.
As I said in the last fight, right now I'll put on the gloves again.
¡Viva México!
Canelo wants to unify all the titles.
When did you realize, Andy, that you could take his power?
Because of the Mexican warrior that I am, I got that Mexican blood in me, so talking about the Mexican style, I just proved it.
BoxingVoice.com.
Ain't no other sight in the game to see the Boxing Voice.
Good morning, TBV. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of the Boxing Voice Radio. I am your host, Nestor Gibbs. Another fine morning in sunny Florida, and we're here to talk the king of boxing, the pound-for-pound king, Canelo Alvarez, and his next options, real or not. Canelo Alvarez will beat Gennady Golovkin at 168 pounds and WBC champion Oscar Rivas at Bridgerweight. This is what we're going to be discussing. It's funny that we were one of the people to mention a fight with Oscar Rivas, and now it looks like cruiserweight, IBF champion and Ring Magazine champion Meredith Bridis is inviting Canelo Alvarez up to cruiserweight. And obviously, you know, Canelo fans and Canelo himself, they'll take it as
Payday. You want payday. I know that.
But come on, this is a prize fighters sport, which means they're all fighting for prizes. And what is the biggest prize in boxing? The face of boxing, Canelo Alvarez. But as a community, I really do want to see if we can come up with reasons how Canelo can beat both Gennady at 68 and Kaboom, Oscar Rivas from Colombia at Bridgerweight, you know, basically doing what Roy Jones did. Roy Jones moved up to heavyweight for John Ruiz Jr. Now, the difference obviously is Roy started his career at 160, where Canelo started his career at 140 pounds and as a 15-year-old. But again, you know, Roy's career depended a lot on reflexes. Not to say that Canelo's doesn't, because he loves the counterpunch, but he walks you down. He's a vicious body puncher. You know, his offense isn't necessarily built off fast twitch muscles and, you know, just the athleticism of a Roy Jones Jr. But I still say that to say that Roy did go up. Now, Canelo, 20 pounds below Roy's starting weight. So it is more of a challenge for Canelo. But the truth is, you know, this sport is about legacy. And it's also about strategically picking the right fight. And I think this would be strategically the right pick. Now, I'm not saying next, because we know that that can give him issues with, obviously, the fluctuation. He was just at 60 with Jacobs. He goes back to 68, and he's undisputed. Now, you know, if he goes to cruiserweight, how does he come back, and where does he level out if he does do that? Maybe he can go to cruiserweight next, take that title, and come back to 75, because that's an easier drop. But it can still ruin a person to, you know, consistently change your weight class. Maybe the Bridgerweight title was a thing that he can do in the future, but it's also a thing that Rivas is so vulnerable that we don't know if Rivas will remain champion at Bridgerweight. And will a more worthy champion take the title from Kaboom, hence making the opportunity for Canelo Alvarez to disappear? Because, truth be told, if hypothetically someone slightly better, let's say Emeritus British, who does want a shot at Canelo Alvarez, decides to move from cruiser to Bridgerweight and beats Rivas, I would pick him to beat Rivas. Yes, he's smaller, but Rivas has shown a lot of vulnerability. I'm picking Canelo to go up there and give him a fight of his life. He's big, though. I watched back that Rozeki fight. He's big. You know, he's definitely compact, but he's short. And Canelo almost has the same body build as him. But again, if British and Rivas were to fight, I don't know that people wouldn't make Meredith British the favorite. I think that they would. I think that he has more experience, and technically he's better. He's shown he has a better tank. Now, the issues are going to be, British has been doing this for a while, and maybe some of us will believe that he's probably a little bit old, where Rivas is, you know, looks young. We would have to check his actual age, because he definitely doesn't look old, as old as I think that British is, right? Because I feel like British has been doing this for a minute, you know. But Oscar is 34, so ripe. He's ready to get take. He's ready to be whooped, like Virgil Hunter would say. He's ready to be whooped. Look, he got the one loss to Dillian. We know he got the power, so it's dangerous for Canelo. But at the same time, it sells, right? Because danger sells. The fact that people think you're going to lose, that's going to sell. But I just don't see the skill of Rivas. You know, if you watch the Rozeki fight, you know, he got touched with simple forms of attack. Just things that, you know, Canelo not only does well, but just does so much better. Right? Like, he's like, his combination punching is better. You know, his come forward aggression is better. I don't know. But the Ryan Rozicki fight with Oscar Rivas, it definitely should have opened up some sort of eyes for Canelo and his team. You look at Rozeki, you know, I'm going to go to a picture of him on his Instagram. He's not big at all, you know. I mean, and we're talking bodies, you know. We're talking bodies, understanding that fight weight and walk around weight are two different things. But, you know, this is Rozeki right here on the day of the fight. I think, anyway. But he doesn't look big. You know, I don't see a huge difference between he and Canelo. Rozeki, well, Rivas, before we get to Rozeki, is 6 feet, which obviously Canelo has already dealt with that on many different ways. But Rozeki, they have him down as no height. Why? Why are you ruining this for me? Trying to use Rozeki here as an example, you know. He went 12 with Rivas. Another thing, Rozeki, like we talked about Plant's resume. Canelo's resume leaps and bounds above Rozeki's, which indicates that he'll last. You know, Rozeki was 13-0 when he stepped in there with him. No amateur background. And again, if you just watch the fight, I see that LV Sluggos already super chatted, said Ness trying to get Canelo hurt with this Bridgerweight talk. It's a strategic pick, brothers. The same way that Roy went up and fought a specific heavyweight, we going up to fight a specific Bridgerweight. It's possible. You got to watch the Ryan Rozeki fight with Rivas so you can see how Rivas fights. And then you'll know, that he'll get caught. And look how much shorter. Look at this. Let me see if I can back it up and show you a little bit of this. Now, here's somebody posted a really bad highlights of this, but look at the shortness. Look, Rozecki's, look, right there you see how much taller. And Rivas doesn't look that much bigger than a Canelo. But let me go to some Canelos, because that's probably what's happening here. You probably need to see Canelo side by side, even though I can't do side by side right now, but you get the point. All right, not that one. See, Canelo's problem is he's short, but he's definitely compact, man. I mean, the weigh-in picture says it all. He doesn't look smaller than Rozecki by a lot, And I'm sure they will be able to put on the weight properly. Again, it's not about Rivas being a name. It's more about legacy and history. And, he's excited that he became the first Mexican to ever undispute 168. Remember, there was a lot of hoopla about Gilberto Ramirez being in that division because there's never been any Mexican that big. Crossing over into that Bridgerweight realm, it's next level. It's next level. But the skill of Rivas makes it attainable, I believe. I could be wrong, but we've seen him now with 6'1" guys. It doesn't matter. Yes, Rivas is bigger, so the worry, I think, for the team, Canelo fans, has to be, can Canelo hurt him? But again, Rozecki hurt him, guys. Rozecki hurt him. And don't forget, Canelo spars with Frank Sanchez. We've seen him shadow boxing with, what's his name? Andy. And then when interviewed this last week, if AJ were to train in his gym, would he want to spar him? And he said absolutely that he would want to spar AJ. So, I just think Rivas is right for the taking. I see guys saying I got to relax, but the truth is our poll tells a different story. You understand? There are some concerned citizens, but they're more Canelo believers. So we've been having a poll going now for about 15 minutes, or rather more than 15 minutes, because the poll was up before the show went live. And the poll question is, Canelo Alvarez will beat Gennady Golovkin at 168 and champion Oscar Rivas at Bridgerweight. Yes, I believe he beats both is the first multiple choice answer. Then second choice is no, not Oscar Rivas. No way. Then someone put he beats Rivas, but not Triple G. 6% believe that, which is crazy, right? They believe he beats the Bridgerweight, but not the super middleweight that will be in that division for the first time. Then we got 10% believe that Canelo stops both GGG and Rivas. So in actuality, Canelo has 58% people. Actually, Canelo stops both. So he's got 68% of the public that is watching and voting believe he beats not only Gennady, but knocks out Rivas. So, some of you might be thinking I'm trolling, thinking like LV, I'm trying to get him beat. But a lot of us just see this is what a strategic pick is. You know, this is what Canelo did after Anthony Yarde fought Kovalev. He noticed there was a window of opportunity. He seen that a novice fighter with a limited background and a limited amateur background took Kovalev to some dark places. So he jumped in and took him out. Same thing here, man. Rozicki isn't even on Anthony Yarde's level, maybe. Is he a bigger puncher than Yarde? Yes. But as he fought the opposition, at least Yarde fought Kovalev and Lyndon Arthur, and he scheduled to rematch him. You understand? So, I mean, look, it may be pointless to you, Team Batman, but again, I guess I got a screen share it. I guess me saying it doesn't do it. Meredith Britis is a cruiserweight. He's offering Canelo the fight. Anytime, anywhere, he says. So how is that any more pointless than this? Or rather, how is this any more pointless than that? Because who the fuck is Britis? I know he's more experienced. I know he's been in the ring with more names, but don't nobody know him. Don't nobody know him. And he's not a strategic pick. He's a more dangerous pick. Meredith Britis is a more dangerous pick. He had a ridiculously tight fight with Usyk. And again, stop saying I'm crazy when I was the one saying that I think fucking Canelo could beat Usyk. Obviously, you guys really think I'm crazy now after he beat AJ. It's like almost impossible to consider him beating Usyk at this point since Usyk beat AJ. But I was crazy then. Benavidez, listen to this guy. Why not Benavidez? Because, again, this is a strategic pick, D-Style. I want you to jump on, okay? Listen, this is a strategic pick. What's strategic about your mandatory? Whatever. We could do Benavidez like we did Charlo, man. He ain't done nothing. If Canelo's telling Andre you ain't fight with nobody, what the hell has Benavidez done? Two-time Ronald Graville fighter, biggest name Anthony Durrell. You dudes be capping for Benavidez, man. Straight capping for that dude. And he gonna think I hate him because of y'all, his fans. Y'all so delusional, you know? You break everybody down and call them shit. Then you say, oh, Benavidez is the guy. Get the fuck out of here, man. Benavidez. Tell that dude get off the floor, man. Then Graville put him down? What you think Canelo gonna do? Let's be real. We'll see what he does with Tyrone Davis, who started at 54. You know? Let's hope he keeps his knockout streak. Tyrone started at 54. Yeah, I get you. Canelo was trying to get Kovalev before, but that's because he's seen something. Just like Mikey thought he's seen something. I think I see something in Rivas that Canelo can exploit. That's all. That's it. That's all. But here we go right here. Look at this one. Meredith British says, doesn't seem like Canelo will find a leveled fight at super middleweight or light heavyweight. What a machine. Ready to test the waters at cruiserweight for a proper challenge? That's Meredith British. You understand? So if I'm crazy with my Bridgerweight pick, because he's lesser opposition, Rivas. You know, we seen the fight with Jennings. He had to come from behind and win that. He was losing the fight to Dillian. He came from behind and got a knockdown. And then he had a crazy tough fight with a 13-0 Canadian. Brother, the time is now to take this dude out. The time is fucking now. Y'all just don't see it because y'all don't know how to see greatness. The time is now. You understand? And then if anybody can do it, it can be Canelo. Look at Rivas' fight. I just beg y'all to look at the fight. You know, he's a wide puncher. Look at these big ass bombs. What's Canelo gonna do to that right hand right there that he just threw? Look. Let's back that up just slightly. Look at this right hand. Look at his right hand. Ready? Look how wide that was and where that left hand was. Bro, are you fucking kidding me? Canelo pops this dude's top ASAP. I mean, look, you don't believe me? That's fine. Styles make fights. That's why I figured Plant would last longer, and it was because of his feet. Rivas is there to be hit. Just like Virgil said, he's there to be whooped. He's there, he's ready to be whooped. You know what I mean? Hands low, big ass bombs, tires out. How the hell won't Canelo stop this dude late? That's become the new MO. Stop him late. Take him to deep waters, beat him to the body. I'm just saying. But real or not, I mean, it could be not real to you. That's okay. It's real to me. Just like him beating Gennady Golovkin at 68, that's even more real. He sleeps Gennady. It's worthless. He sleeps him. There's no reason. Gennady's older, slower. He sleeps him. He sleeps him, bro. But, if that's the one people want, that's okay. We'll take it. And when we decapitate him, we're going to say, you asked for it. Because Canelo told you he didn't want to fight Gennady. He feels like he didn't do anything. So when he does take the fight and he does knock him out, don't call it a cherry pick. Don't say Triple G was old. That's what people want. That's what people want. So, yeah, man. Well. I don't know. I think that the better fight is still Rivas. If I had to pick, I guess Gennady. If I did a poll, I know Gennady would get the love because we've seen that. And the Bridgerweight fight seems so unrealistic until, a guy like Canelo comes out and says it himself. So a poll would indicate, obviously, that, the Canelo-Gennady fight is what the public wants. But I don't know if that's true. But anyway, I got some super chats. And it looks like we got Mo, who says, no, we did that. Chinese Yoda, Canelo versus B-Hop, Tony, and Kawasaki, who wins? Well, I mean, prime B-Hop at 160, I don't know, man. Even at 175, he was taking out champs. Obviously, they wasn't a level of Canelo, like Tavares Cloud and Beibut Shumanov. You see what happened when he ran into Joe Smith. But Canelo was, B-Hop was beast, man. B-Hop is legend. And James Toney with that movement, what is freaking Canelo? I don't know. That's going to be tough. Canelo has great lateral movement and waist movement, but so does James Toney. He's like the inventor, or not the inventor, but definitely one of the dudes that mastered it. And Kawasaki, I can't say anything bad. He finished his career on a high. He beat Roy, he beat Lacey, and he beat Bernard, man. You gotta just take your hat off to him, man. All great fights, but I hate those fantasy fights, Like, I know mine's is a fantasy fight, but it's at least realistic in the sense that they both actually fighting right now. And these are just like, B-Hop's old, we'll never know, it'll never work. Mitty, you're such a liar. Nobody said last week that Canelo didn't have the punching power of a 147-pounder. I guess you just want some laughs in the chat, huh? You're bored all the way in your lockdown UK, huh? Lying here. Lying. And listen, boxing is supposed to teach you lessons in and out the ring. I would be a shallow person if all month or for the last 3 months, I've been saying Canelo won't knock out Plant. And then he knocks out Plant, and then I continue not to realize or ignore his power. No. You gotta acknowledge that the power is real, and you also have to acknowledge that there's a little bit more than just power, right? It's that mental pressure. It's that willingness to keep coming forward, being in the face of your opponent and mentally draining him. That's what Canelo does well. There's a meme running around on Instagram of Canelo Trout and Canelo Plant and the final knockdowns. And, the caption is like, yo, Canelo turned into Michael Myers. And they had the beat, you know, and then they kind of like remixed the video. So at times he would do the same thing more. You got to check it out. It's on Instagram. Maybe I can find it or someone can send it to me during the live and I will share. We got Fred Robinson who says, come on, Ness. Don't be the machine that's calling for fights we don't want to see. Push the Charlos or Benavidez. 100. Nah, let's push Demetrius then. You know, because if Canelo said that you fight with nobody, who the fuck Benavidez fight with? And Charlo, yes, he's got a couple names. But at 60, come on, man. At 60, Charlo's, you know, and that's the funny thing about these dudes. You know, Canelo allegedly ducked, avoided Charlo, what, 5 years ago? Let's go look at the year that was, bro. Because it's hilarious. They still saying, oh, he's ducking Charlo. Meanwhile, Jermall has done fuck all. Fuck all. Okay? And on Untitled yesterday, and if you haven't caught Untitled, head on over to Patreon. It is up. It's also on YouTube members. So let's go to Patrick Hyland, who he fought in a title eliminator for and retired. You get that? And I know some of you will be like, oh yeah, man, well, he's that good. He retired him. We all seen Captain Hook come into the fucking ring with missing one leg. You know what I mean? It was like fucking Pirates of the Caribbean with the dude fucking Charlo was fighting for the WBC eliminator. That's probably the main reason Canelo said, man, fuck that. Fuck, I'm gonna fight you for. That's who you fought to get a shot at me? A dude with a prosthetic leg? So he ain't done shit since Charlo beat him. He's retired. Let me screen share this because they're gonna think I'm smutting Charlo's name out here. But this is what I'm saying. Like, yeah, Charlo did his thing at 54. Canelo ducked him at 54. I ain't even gonna argue with you. I'm running with whatever narrative y'all got. He ducked him at 54. You know, he could have unified with him at 54. Okay, cool, but not at 60. Not at 60. The man is retired. Look, 2017, he lost to Charlo, never fought again. Okay. After that, and that's what I'm saying. Y'all consistency is trash. You know, but I'm here to call you out. I love it. I love that you are a piece of shit liar because the truth is they say Canelo's on a Euro tour, so what's Charlo on? Because we seen he retired Hyland. Hyland didn't have the will, the determination, the heart to come back. He took his payday and went back to Argentina to live like Marcos Maidana. Okay, moving on. Centennial is retired as well. He had a fight in the community center, but you don't even gonna believe me, so we gonna click it. Another 54-pounder, by the way. They moved this dude up for Charlo. You know what I'm saying? Let's move him up. Cool. Now look, his last fight, Kenneth Council, whoever that is, at the Central Park Community Center. All right, this Charlo's opponents. But y'all were, oh, you should be banging a drum for Charlo. Here goes your boy, Matty Korobov. Matty Korobov right here, your boy. His biggest win is what? Uzcategui. Good win. How long ago was that? 14. Knocked out by Andy Lee? No name. Beat Brian Vera. No name. Beat Juan Bautista. Then unanimous decision to Charlo, which many of you guys thought he won. Then a draw to Aleem. Then a loss to Eubank. And a loss to Ronald Ellis. Like, this is Charlo's resume. It's Charlo's resume that y'all talking about he deserves a shot. Brandon Adams, yet another 154-pounder moving up. I watched this dude on the Bucksino tournament. He lost to Willie Monroe. Check it out. Here it goes right here. Boop. What that says. Unanimous decision loss. Right? Now, Charlo fought him. What's he done since then? He actually, this is a big win. This was on Ring TV, wasn't it? The Seri, whatever. They thought this dude was up and coming. This is a good win for Charlo. Brandon Adams, he beat my boy too from North, John Thompson. He beat Brunson, Ivani Heatrov, Eric Walker, Mosley Jr. You know, he got this a decent name. I can't hate. But other than that, you got Hogan, another 54-pounder moving up. You know what I'm saying? Then you got Derevyanchenko. They got him off of off of a tough fight with Gennady. Yeah, some of us thought he beat Gennady, but technically he lost to Gennady on paper. And then he struggled with Juan Manuel Matisse. Not struggled, but he got touched up. And you know, if we played a game that we played on Untitled last night, right? And the game is, what level were these opponents when Charlo faced them? So the rules of the game is you can't rate them in retrospect. You can't rate them based on the actual fight with Charlo. You can only rate them when the fight was made, meaning at the time the fight was made, who was Sergey Derevchenko considered? What number from 1 to 10, 10 being the highest that you can give a person? Now keep in mind, if you're going to give a person a 10, he's got to be great, because you got to win a world title. You know, you got to leave room in that number system for dudes that won one world title and then dudes that are two-time champions. What about a guy that unified? What about a guy that undisputed? So be careful how you rank these fighters, because again, if you rank in a world title list hypothetically an 8, then that means you have to rank a unified champ at 8.5 or 9. And now what about a 3-belt unified champ or an undisputed champ? So be careful how you rate. But in your mind, don't tell me, in your mind, what was Juan Macias Montiel going into that Charlo fight? What number from 1 to 10? A man that never won a world title. A man that was knocked out at 147 by Jaime Munguia. I mean, what number? What number was Hogan from Ireland? What number? But let's not attack Charlo. Let's go to Brazil, Benavidez. What about Ronald Graville? What number was he? What about Anthony Durrell? If I don't get a Canelo fight, I'm retiring. Like Canelo gives a fuck. Who told him to say that comment? How you gonna be out here saying if you can't demand or put ultimatums on Canelo? If I don't get a Canelo fight, I'm retiring. Goodbye. See you later, alligator. I don't even get it. Some of the shit that people say is crazy, but be careful how you rank fighters, man. I know a lot of y'all like to lie to help your favorite fighter, but you got to be careful. You know, you got to be careful, because a guy like Charlo, 2-division champ, you know what I'm saying? 2-division champ. So you have to leave room for the growth of the fighter. You can't overrank a fighter. Like Lady Shan is a little biased, you know. She ranked the Dominic Brazil a 7 for AJ because he was undefeated, yada, 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 you know, Olympian. Cool. But now that means that a 1-belt champ is an 8 or an 8.5. It really is up to your discretion. But I mean, how many points are you giving now a titleist and a unified titleist and an undisputed titleist? You know, how about a 2-division undisputed champ? You know what I mean? It's only 10. It's only 10. But these numbers, let me tell you. Let me show you something. I'm going to pull up the scores because we've been playing this game for a while on Untitled. Maybe you should join us. I'll just give you the scores. I'll read out the scores to the previously ranked fighters, right? And we've done a lot. We've done a lot of fighters at this time, right? So we got, and this question originates from 40 Thieves. So I know a lot of you guys, oh, you're hating. It's not even my question. This is one of my Patreons, loyal Patreon, been a Patreon for a long time. He invented this question on the first fighter, which I guess is Canelo. And since then, we've been doing it. And these are all the names that we've already previously rated for their resume. Canelo, which out of 100 points, he's gotten an 80. Pacquiao, 76 out of 100. Loma, 75 out of 100. Danny, 72 out of, and by Danny, I mean Danny Garcia, in case you're not following along on YouTube where I am screen sharing. Spence, 68 out of 100. Jermall, 66 out of 100. So now, just keep in mind that the way that he got this is he averaged each host's selection, right? So, you know, if I said, oh, when Rocky Fielding fought Canelo, he was a 5.5. So he takes mines, takes Doomy's, whoever's on the panel, and builds an average off that. That being said, moving on, we got Jermall, who's unified, 66 out of 100. This is why names matter. Who you fought matters. Look at Fury, who's number 1 in the world, but we all know he has limited fights, right? He took 3 years off, 64 out of 100. Usyk, 64 out of 100, but his 64 is different because he has less fights, and so he's gotten to this level in a quicker amount of time. Khan, or rather AJ, is next at 64 out of 100. And I think his score is a little higher than it is because obviously Shan was on, and that you got to listen to that episode. Super duper AJ high scores were being given that day. Khan, 63 out of 100. Bud, 62 out of 100. Porter, 61 out of 100. Isn't that shocking? Like, as much as we talk about Bud's resume, his points still tallied up more than the 2-time champ, Porter. And again, just for more information, the way that we do this is not the last. I don't think it's the last 10. I think it's the best 10 that we rank, right? Like your greatest 10 fights. Because if we do your last 10 and then you got some tune-ups, it fucks up your score. So it's your greatest 10 fights on your resume. Thurman, who was unified before Earl and fought Danny before Earl and Porter before Earl, is still 61. Again, time off. He got 4 years off. What? You say you're not hearing me? Don't play. Man, it says you should be hearing me. You better not be lying. Okay. It's definitely hearing me. I should fucking mute you, raw dog. Fucking weirdo. Mikey Garcia, 61 out of 100. GGG, 59 out of 100. Now, isn't that telling, though? Like, a lot of people felt like GGG wasn't fighting the big names. Or he couldn't get the big names, right? He was allegedly being avoided. And then there's a time in his career where he's just waiting for Canelo. So, when you add up them points, you low. So GGG's a 59. And mind you, GGG was unified because I know people are going to laugh at the next one, but you got to keep everything in context. GGG was unified multiple times, and still only a 59. Because you could only rank his fighters at the time that they fought him. And Wilder's a 48. But, Wilder holds his head up high because he's only one-time champ. And he's still right there, slightly under Triple G, who's like a unified champ multiple times over, But you could only rank their greatest fights, you know what I mean? And it's no joke. When you put things into perspective and you start giving these fighters a number and you're following a set of rules, unlike Shan, you don't just give out high numbers just cause. Yeah, it gets difficult, man. It gets difficult, and only the good, or rather the cream, rises to the top. As you can see, the top names on the list are the people that are fighting the best. We got Supermex, who says, everyone talks about Roy Jones Jr. pulled it off, but let's not forget what happened after that. This isn't a video game. I'd say stick to 68-75. I hear you. Javier Caputillo, trainer, says, plenty of fights to be made at 168, 175. Canelo can't go higher than 175. Okay. Way B says, Nez Bayless, stop it. 3 laughing out loud emojis. Exactly, Foxy Brown, because Benavidez lost his belt on the scales, Canelo should give him a shot. Or how about because Benavidez went partying and lost his belt. Canelo should give him a shot. People are weird. Let Benavidez do what he got to do, man. And he's about to, let's be real, he's about to get a live ball already. He's in the number 1 position for beating Ronald Ellis and now he's got Kyrone Davis, a 54-pounder. Bro, boxing is trippy. Fred Robinson. We have all the same complaints for Canelo, Ness. Take GGG out the mix. It's the same thing. I don't know what you mean. We all have the same complaints for Canelo, Ness. Take GGG out the mix. It's the same thing. Oh, you're saying take him out because he's unworthy? Him and Rivas fight is the same? Like Canelo fighting Rivas is the same as fighting Triple G? I'm trying to make sense of it. I don't know what you mean by that, champion. R. Jonesy says, how much does winning matter? Sean resume over EJ and Bud. Okay. I get what you mean. You're saying how much does a win matter? You're picking Sean Porter's resume over Bud's resume and EJ's resume. Now, there's only one way you can be doing that, and it's not like a full win. It's like a category win, you know? It's like, oh yeah, Sean Porter takes the prize for baddest man for stepping in the ring with everyone. Yeah, his resume says that. He gets that award, but there's no greater award or reward than the win over the fighter you're fighting. So to say how much does win matter? I mean, fuck, bro. It matters. Ask Floyd. But let me open up these phone lines, see if you guys want to rock out and talk some boxing.
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! I'm ready!
December 11th, Plant City, Florida. Border Wars 13, where mortal men become winter soldiers. Fight! Jerome Lambert versus DeMarcus Surefire D. Terrell Fireflame Harris versus Pablo ASAP Garcia. Twin Munoz versus Sir Isaac. Zeke the Freak versus Esteban. Tyler Williamson versus Joe Santoro. And our Chubbyweight title fight. Eddie Bola de Grassa versus Big Supermax. Lineal title fight. Show Kid versus Canadian Jose. And our main event for the light heavyweight title. Marvin the Tank Furman versus Elias the Lion Lioness. Best of luck to all brave winter soldiers. Now it is time to get in the ring and swing. If you wish to participate or attend this event, contact NestGTO on Instagram for details.
TheBoxingVoice.com.
Finish him!
This message was brought to you by SDS Promotions.
Remember to rate us 5 stars on iTunes.
Subscribe to youtube.com/theboxingvoice for the latest and greatest interviews with your favorite fighters.
These calls are brought to you by Big Rigs Trucking Agency, experts for all your insurance and trucking needs. For quotes and consultations, visit us at brtagency.com or contact us at 908-943-6918.
All right. You know the number to call in, 1-425-569-5241. Press 1 one time. Voice your opinion right here. Voice of the People hotline. Don't forget, you could also add Nestor Gibbs on Skype to be part of the conversation. So we're going out to boomerangs, ringers, and such. And it looks like there are none on the line. So we're going to LA. Looks like we got Jesus. What up? Jesus.
What up, Ness? Can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Hey, I just want to say I agree with everything you're saying this morning. What's it called? We're seeing eye to eye. And, yeah, I agree with everything you're saying about Canelo.
So you think he could beat
And
Oscar
then,
Rivas?
Yes.
What is it about Rivas that you think he can capitalize on?
I mean, everything you were saying this morning. Everything you were saying this morning, I feel the same way. Like, everything, I don't know, we were just seeing eye to eye. Like, I was agreeing with everything you said this morning. About him, so. And then the Charlos and Benavidez and everything today, I don't know, we're just seeing eye to eye to say 100%. So, that's my call. So, yeah.
All right. Thank you for calling in. Let me get to what I got here. Looking like I got a counter punch. Who is it? JT, I think. No, CYP. Damn, I ain't see that. CYP, you still want it? Apologies. Unless is that yesterday or today?
Yeah, we're good. I sent it today.
All right.
Look, I'm calling in calm because, I'm calling in calm. This is what I'm calling to say. There was a question asked to fighters and trainers at the end of the Canelo fight. Who should Canelo fight next? The overwhelming number one dude was Charlo. They didn't say, should he fight Charlo? They asked, who should he fight next? Boxers, trainers alike picked Charlo. I'm not about to argue.
Ooh, shit. Yeah, that's the restart on the Skizite. We ain't had one of those in a few days, right? I get you. I guess he's, I'm not even going to get into his argument because I'm going to have to remake it when he comes back. But, yeah, man. If that's who the people want, that's who the people want. I mean, didn't we do a poll on it yesterday, though? I think Benavidez and Charlo were the overwhelming favorites on our poll in terms of who the people want to see fight Canelo. It definitely was Charlo and Benavidez. I just find it weird, that some guys are qualified based off eye tests and others are not, but that's all right. I said, that's all right. I'll watch the fight. Rick in San Antonio. What up?
Hey, what's up, Ness?
What's up?
Hey, so I heard you talking about Rivas in there. How did that come up, man? He's Bridgerweight. What is that? 225?
224 max, 200 minimum.
Nah, man. No. Not. I mean, I don't know. Maybe he can possibly outbox him for 12 rounds, but again, I guess that's where the question's out there.
Did you watch Rivas' last fight? All this is based off Rivas' last fight versus a 13-0 Canadian cruiserweight.
Yeah, I missed the Riziki fight.
Rozeki.
I saw some of it. I know that.
Exactly.
Yeah, I know they got down. And it was back and forth. But I didn't get to see some of it.
Yeah,
I just saw some of the highlights.
For that fight to be more realistic to people, they had to have watched Rozeki. Ryan Rozeki is nowhere near anyone on Canelo's resume, much less Canelo. And he had, huge amounts of success.
I think what's going to realistically happen here, at least coming next year, I'm going to say I think Charlo gets that fight for May. It's a very marketable fight. I think he's going to move up. I think they'll work it out. Heyman and Canelo's team, they'll work something out. It's real marketable. He had good feedback on Showtime and how they treated him. And then I can see, depending on, Benavidez, what happens in between, I can see him getting that fight for September, Hispanic Heritage Month. That'll be a big fight. And then closing out with Triple G. depending on what happens with Triple G after Murata, and then in between then, I could see that fight happening. Just, again, money. And then I could see 2023, Alvarez going to 175 and then starting there.
So basically,
that's
if he fights Rivas, in your opinion, if he fights Rivas, he loses.
I would say he can get away with a 12-round decision, but to not get caught, all it takes is one shot from those guys, man.
I mean, Rozecki took more, though.
It's a slim possibility.
All right, let me get back to CYP. Skype restarted, but listen, guys, you really got to watch the Rozecki fight. Rozecki took more shots from Rivas. It wasn't like he got hit with one bomb. He lasted 12. None of those shots knocked him out. I'm just saying. I'm not, and obviously he's a bigger man than Canelo. I'm not saying everybody's chin is the same. I'm just saying, does Rivas really have one-punch knockout power? CYP, we cut off kind of in the middle. Come on back. I know you were in the middle of saying that all trainers and fighters have been picking Charlo. And I'll just piggyback and tell you, listen, I know. Even on our poll, Charlo and Benavidez are the people most highest selected by the audience. This is just what Roy did with Ruiz. This is not about anything other than an opportunity at a otherwise unattainable legacy, right? Like, when would he ever get this chance again? Anyone can beat Rivas at this point. You know what I mean? He was losing in the Jennings fight, came from behind and won. He was losing to Dillian White. Yeah, he got a knockdown from behind, but he didn't win. So it's just like anybody could take him out, and then this could never happen for Canelo again. I just think the time is now. It's not anything against Charlo or Benavidez. They'll always be there. The Bridgerweight champ could end up being Wilder tomorrow. But anyway, you're back. Talk to us.
No. I don't disagree with none of what you just said. If he can go up there and beat Rivas, good luck. I just think the fact that Rivas knocked down Dillian White, who weighed 250-something pounds, I would think that's mad dangerous. I'm not rooting against Canelo versus Rivas because I don't look for Canelo to lose. I just want him to fight the dudes I want him to fight. I don't care if he wins or loses. I used to be a super Canelo fan until the computer rolled. Because, I'm from track and field. We don't play that steroid shit. Once you get caught with them steroids, we look at you differently. So I hold the same energy towards all the boxers. So that's the only reason I fell off Canelo. Not because I don't think he's great. He's great regardless. Win or lose, he's a Hall of Famer. My thing is, when people say, what has Charlo done? And they bring up, well, he done Benavidez. Like, stop with all the shenanigans. Put Charlo in there with Canelo. Let Charlo lose or let Charlo win, whatever, so we can stop talking about this shit. The more you deflect from it, fans, the more y'all deflect from that topic, the more you look like you're scared. And I don't think Canelo's scared, but y'all coming off real scared right now. So go ahead and say something bad about Charlo in the chat to prove my point, instead of just saying, you know what, let him go whoop Charlo ass. Say that. After Bridgerweight, come down and whoop Charlo ass. Just say that. Do me that favor. See what I put out.
Yeah, man, I don't mind the Charlo fight. I think it's a good fight for May. It's the green print. By the green print, I mean Floyd Mayweather's green print of fighting a Latino fighter on, Cinco de Mayo or September. I just feel like, I guess Charlo is the most qualified if we're going on resume. His resume is better than Andrade and Benavidez because of Williams, Trout, and Bundridge. Look, yesterday, see, this is what I'm saying, unbiased boxing talk, man. I know some of y'all gonna listen to this and be like, yeah, right, you guys are super biased. It wasn't me, but some of us ranked K9 Bundridge a 9 and a 10. And that's what I'm saying. You got to be careful how you ranking people, because a guy like Bundridge, he was a 2-time champ. You know what I mean? So you might discredit, overvalue. I don't know. But yesterday he went down as an 8, 9, 10 because when Charlo fought him, yes, he was 40, but he was the real champ. It's different when you're not the real champ. And on top of that, if you don't know Bundridge, then yeah, you're going to be like, oh, Charlo beat a bum at 40 years old. Nah, he went to Mexico to get that title, and he beat Carlos Molina, who really beat Laura on ESPN. You just ain't watched that fight. You know what I mean? So you forgot that. You didn't know that. So, to you, Bundridge losing his first world title, you know, and then going to another foreign country to win a second world title probably is nothing to you. But you got to value that, man. You got to value that, you know. You got to value a Tim Bradley that goes to the UK to beat Junior Witter. You know, you got to value that. Same way you value Ricky Burns, right? Or backwards, Crawford going over there to do it to Ricky Burns. So if you value those things, you got to value Bundridge going to Mexico and fighting Carlos Molina, who's a very, very good 154-pounder. He beat James Kirkland and was beating him before Kirkland's team, I think, stepped on the mat. Or maybe he got a loss in the Kirkland fight because his team stepped on the mat. But he was beating the shit out of Kirkland too. You know, Molina was an underrated good fighter. The biggest knock on Molina is that he got a sexual assault charge and got deported. And that's why K9 had to fight him in the UK. In the Mexico. But I said all that to go through Charlo's resume, saying that he was the most qualified. You know, if we think about Benavidez, one of his titles was a vacant. The second one he beat Darrell for who, you know, people didn't like that whole situation where Anthony Darrell yeared him in the WBC anyway, right? So Charlo is more qualified, but his run at 60 is disappointing. Is the easiest, best word to say, you know, that's just it. It's you know, he's not doing what he needs to do at 60. Yeah. JT, you say you got one. I don't see you here. But let me get to some other callers here. I got Artie, right? Yes, sir. I'm getting it. Artie in Anaheim. What's going on? I got some other callers on Blog Talk. Remember, you got to press 1. If you don't press 1, I don't know that you're ready to rock and roll. Artie. Do I got the number wrong? What the fuck? Oh, I do. No, it says Artie, bruv. Artie in Anaheim. Going once. All right. Remember the number to call in, 1425-569-5241. Press 1 time. Let me see what I got here. Okay, we last stopped off on R. Jonesy, and looks like he came back with the same one. Double super chat saying, how much does winning matter? Sean resume over EJ and Bud. All right, 2 times with the same super chat. Getting your point across, champ. Who else we got here? We got Chuevo Guapo. This says, I support Charlo, but he don't really want Canelo. When Canelo yeared him, he should have sprinted to 168 to take a belt, not winning at 160. Yeah, but a lot of people keep giving him that advice. Just remember, as a WBC champion, all you got to do is tell Suleiman you're moving up, and you get to fight the other champ as a champ. And Charlo's defended that belt enough. While it might not have been versus the opponents you want, he's defended it enough to activate that WBC clause to fight the champion above if he really wanted to. So all that vacate talk, I don't know why y'all keep telling a champ to vacate. Kelbrook moved up to fight Gennady without vacating. He came right back down to his belt and had another big fight with Earl. Like, sometimes I don't think you guys listen to the show enough, man. The way you advise some of these fighters to lose money and lose opportunities is insane to me. Charlo has no need to vacate to get a Canelo fight. You know, I hope you've learned something today. You never tell a man to get rid of the belt that gives him $1 million+ purse. You know, some fighters don't even make $1 million without a belt. How are you going to get rid of the belt that gives you a better purse? I just don't get it, gentlemen. You got to be, I don't know. You got to use the brain when matchmaking, when thinking of what's next. And that's all I'm saying. I'm trying to be strategic in my pick of Rivas being next because it's attainable. It's doable. I think he can definitely get it done. But we got another super chat here. Candy Slim says, is stopping Sean better than stopping Plant? Hell yeah. No disrespect to Plant, but hell yeah. Bro, Porter is that dude, man. You stop Porter, you saying something. And you saying it from the mountaintops, man. Everybody's going to hear that. Bro, you stop Porter, everyone hears that. We hear it. We hear it all over the world. There's no way, there's nobody that's going to deny that win, That's a beautiful win if you can get it by stoppage. Shit. Beautiful. Beautiful. I don't know. That would be interesting to see, man. Obviously, we going into that fight pretty soon. So it'll come soon enough. And fight week for that will be like, 2 weeks from now? 1 week from now, we'll start hyping up, getting ready, Once again, if you're on Blog Talk, don't forget to hit the numero uno. That's the only way I'm going to know that you want to talk on the show. JT says he's back. What up?
It's my counterpunch or my coldness.
Whatever you want, champ. We talking
boxing. I want a counterpunch. I wanted it right before you went to CYP because they got a dude named Jesus called in. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you remember his call, but he couldn't. And the thing about this is my problem with Canelo fans like himself. And no disrespect to him, just boxing. You asked him a question, and all he could just say that I agree with everything you say. Sound like a zombie to me. My thing about Canelo fans, at the end of the day, like when I argue a fighter, they say I don't know boxing, but I can argue actual breakdown about why my fighter or the fighter I'm picking has a chance on beating Canelo. I can argue why Canelo can beat this fighter. Thing about Canelo fans, they can't argue that. They just praise Canelo because he's Canelo. If Canelo tell him he could go beat Mike Tyson, he would beat Mike Tyson. But, oh yeah, he could beat Mike Tyson. So that's my whole problem. And I'll pay for a counterpunch if he won't come back and explain himself. That's my counterpunch.
But before you go though, so break it down, champ. Can he beat Rivas? Is that too much, or can he be the next Roy Jones?
Rivas at a you talking about at a Bridgerweight?
Yeah.
Excuse me, Ness. You talking about Canelo?
Yeah.
No, man. Listen. He fought at 175. I don't even think he walked over 200 fucking pounds. That's like ridiculous. Cause Bridgerweight is what, 220? What is that?
200, bro. 200 to 224. All you gotta do is weigh 200.
Okay, I thought that was still close to. Well, what is cruiserweight then? What is cruiserweight weight?
176 to 199.
All right, look, he didn't even fight at cruiserweight yet. Let's talk about cruiserweight before we even get to Bridgerweight. That's a lot of weight.
But that's what I'm saying, champ. Roy Jones skipped cruiserweight. He jumped up.
No, but listen, Roy Jones was a taller man than Canelo. Taller and longer.
I don't know, man. I met Roy mad time. I'm about to Google him, but he ain't tall to me. I'm about to look.
Yes, nobody ain't taller than you. You taller than you ain't that tall now. You about 6'5", so you kind of tall, but of course you taller than Roy Jones, but Roy Jones is way taller than Canelo. He didn't even fight at cruiserweight. So how can we even
Roy Jones is only 5'11", Canelo 5'8", champ.
Canelo ain't no 5'8".
Yeah.
He started in 5'8". But my whole point, a few inches, 5'11", 6 feet. My whole point though, Ness, he's taller. So that's a different body frame.
Yo.
So how can we get Canelo way up there to Bridgerweight and he ain't even fight at cruiserweight? We don't even know how he would look at that, having that type of weight on him.
Bruh, he don't even gotta come in at that weight.
Ness,
you could just come in lighter and faster.
That's even worse. He's 5'8", so which weight you think he need to come in? Because he got to come close to it. What weight you think he should come in?
I mean, whatever he weighed in on fight night for this fight, I'm sure he was any bit of 190 or one like high 180s. I'm sure. I'm sure.
He had to be I think he probably the high 180s. But my 190, that's still pushing it for a guy that's
there ain't no doubt in my mind that Plant walks around at 200 plus, man. And listen to me. If Tim Bradley was 180 and Earl was 180, you know
why Plant don't walk around at 200? Because
he stay in shape.
You just said it. You was promoted to the show.
Yeah,
He's always in shape.
Yeah, but he's still big, man. Look at the wingspan and the muscles. He big. But all I'm saying is this, though. Them dudes, they not Rivas. Like, Plant is better than Rivas. He just don't hit as hard. Like, did you watch that last fight? I got to get to other calls, but I'm asking you that. Did you watch Rozeki versus Rivas?
Nah, I didn't catch that fight.
Just Google that real quick. You got to watch that fight. This dude's ready to be took out.
Yeah, but tell that dude Jose come back on. Since he couldn't tell you anything about his Canelo love.
Was it Jose or Jesus?
Jesus.
Let me see. Was that? Okay, so that's not him. That's Artie. So yeah, he not on the line no more. But we do got Hawk on the line. What up? Hawk. Hawking him down. Hawk. All right. We going out to Jay Will. This is going to be interesting. What you think about this topic, Jay Will? I'm just saying 5'11". Let me give you all the facts, man. 5'11". That's Roy Jones' height. Let's see how it happened, too. I got his box rec pulled up. Where is that motherfucking fight? There it goes. So he went from light heavyweight. So ain't no difference, man. He jumped from light heavyweight, 174, and his next fight, again, same thing I'm telling Canelo to do. You ain't got to be a cruiserweight. You come in at 190. You light. You can move better. Hay did it to Valuag. Roy did it to fucking John Ruiz. Canelo will do it to the Bridgerweight champ, Oscar Rivas. Jay Will in Ohio. What is up?
You know, like I know, you should lie low. Killer, I used to get it in Ohio.
My man said Roy 6'1" with shoes. Y'all just fucking reaching.
Yeah. Nah, Roy, man, like I'm 6'3", and I seen Roy when he was boxing up close, man, back in the day.
Bruh, I met
He's not
Roy.
that big. He's not that big. He's not that big. He's not that tall. He's not. Like he's I can see 5'11" easy all day, maybe even 5'10". Like he's, you know what I'm saying, 5'11" is a stretch because he seemed like a smaller guy. Like, cause I'm only 6'3". But yeah, man, with the Oscar and Canelo, I mean, this is the only aspect I don't like about it. If he loses, he was there to be great, so it's not really a knock. If he wins, he just gets all the adulation in the world. And to me, like, Oscar is just a bigger guy, but not really a skilled guy. So, I mean, I would rather see that maybe towards the latter part of his prime, because he's still in his prime. So I'd much rather see him take care of the Charlos, the Benavidez, all while he's in his prime. And then while he's on the tail end of his prime, maybe reach for that Bridgerweight or find that right heavyweight to beat. You know what I'm saying? Because to me, Canelo got the skills to do it, man. He could take the punch. He got the beard. I don't think he hasn't even been knocked down in his career, man, which is amazing, man. And he's fought a lot of great names, man. And he's been stunned maybe really one time, and he was young. So
it's crazy.
You know what I mean? I really don't doubt the guy as far as him being able to pull it off. But me as a hardcore fan, it's like, you know, it's kind of a way out for Canelo. I hate to say it like that, but it's a way of like, okay, I can try to do this. I won't get knocked if I lose. If I win, you know, it's a win-win pretty much. And then again, you know, it's like if he, you know, he didn't look as expected to some Canelo fans, you know, against Caleb. And some people say he didn't look that good, and it took it like he's got quote unquote exposed, yada yada. And if he has the same type of fight with a bigger guy like Oscar, it's not the same.
I don't get why you saying you basically saying like if he fights a Bridgerweight, it's a pass. Like the dude could die. Rivas is a puncher. He dropped a 268-pound Dillian White in the 12th round or the 11th round. Like, yo, when it comes to Canelo, y'all a little bit biased, man. How you gonna say that's a pass, man? He could die in that division. He could get brain damage. Like, it's a heavyweight that's cutting weight to to Bridgerweight.
Well, one, I don't think they will let Canelo get beat on that bad, for one. And for two, man, it's to me, I kind of thought the same thing when they was trying to put Triple G on Mayweather. You know, I wanted Mayweather to fight a Keith Thurman. You know what I'm saying?
I wanted Mayweather to do Triple G. And look at Triple G, man. Look at what he did to Canelo, who's way more agile, way more athletic. He would have bodied Triple G. I hated that he didn't do that fight, but his father said it, and I think, you know, he listened to his dad. His dad was always in interviews saying he don't want him to fight Triple G. But come on, you going to tell me them slow-ass feet, that methodical-ass jab, Floyd wasn't going to be able to beat the shit out of Triple G? I don't care what power
he could have. He could have, but still and yet, man, it takes that one punch, man.
Bro,
and
Canelo didn't... Did Canelo even land on Floyd?
Yeah, hell yeah. Not with frequency, not, you know, he made him, honestly, out of 12 rounds, he landed about maybe 3 good punches.
Exactly.
In 12 rounds.
And that's Canelo. Look at where he's at. Like, look at Triple G and look at Canelo. Triple G's been doing absolutely nothing. Steve Royce, Sedimentas, now he going to Japan. Canelo out here really putting it in. Like, it's not even comparable. If Floyd would have fought Gennady, he'd have beat that man. I never understood why he ain't do that shit. He could have you Floyd. First of all, Gennady's on record. The only dudes he would have went to 54 was Floyd and Canelo at a time. Because when Canelo wasn't at 60. So he could have got that fight, bruh. He could have got that fight and beat the brakes off Gennady. But he didn't. It don't matter. His legacy's still cemented. But he could have beat that fight. I don't know why he ain't do it.
The only thing I would say is, remember before Canelo fought Triple G the first time, when they fought the first time, he was on a bicycle the whole fight. And I just think that before Triple G started showing chinks in his armor,
nah, man,
you wasn't going to stop. You wasn't going to stop Triple G from coming forward, man.
But you said it right. You said it right. Canelo was on the back foot in the first fight. That's Floyd style. That's Floyd style. He gonna be able to do that. Yo, dude too slow for Floyd, man. Dude too slow.
I'm a Floyd fan, but I mean,
was too slow anyway.
Yeah. But then, man, that's my call, man. Thanks for the call, though, bro.
All right, now I'm gonna check out Gennady because you know people like, oh, Floyd's small. Y'all crazy, yo. Canelo's so much more of a bull than Gennady. And he was able to keep Canelo honest. Like, yo, stay up off me. Don't try to just run up on me. You know, I don't know. I just think boxing, man. Again, I like boxers. I just think the boxer can always beat the puncher. Ain't that what they say? You know? And he was going to have a drain. Floyd is 5'8", no different than Canelo. And he was going to have a drain Gennady. You know, he fought Cotto at 54, but Cotto was a 47 moving up, so I get that. I mean, he really never fought a true 54-pounder, right? Except for Canelo. I don't know. I still think he would have done it. Skills pay the bills, man. Always has, always will. You know? Obviously, you know, you need the stamina to get them jobs done as a boxer, man. You know? Plant learned that. We thought he had the stamina, or at least I did. Lady Shan, credit to you. She definitely said he gasses. I didn't want to believe that. I thought the years and years of Coach Larry Wade in the corner was not, that shit wasn't going to show his face, but it did, and it was really the downfall. Once he slowed down. He started getting caught. Jaime Nieto says, if Charlo moves up, he needs to fight David. Charlo can't just sit on the sidelines and get a shot at Canelo. No, I made my own words up. Charlo can't sit on the sidelines and get a shot at Canelo shot. Okay, so the way I said it is better because get a shot at Canelo shot. That sounds weird. But shout out to you. Shout out to you for the super chat. Coming right back with another one. He says, I want to see Canelo fight Charlo and David. But why? Canelo got to do all the work, and these dudes just fighting. No real competition, hands up emoji. You know, I'm with you, man. But that's the thing. If we look at the way Al put Caleb in position, he'll never make Benavidez and Charlo fight each other because he's got two dice. No, wrong analogy. He's got two options, right? He's by keeping them both undefeated, Canelo has two options. You know, I know that doesn't make sense because I try to promote that losses don't matter, but you think about it. If Charlo takes a loss, why would Canelo fight him? He lost the belt, and now he got a loss. If Benavidez takes a loss, why would Canelo fight him? He got a loss, and now he's not even the number one. So it got to make sense. And in order for it to make sense, Al got to keep them both undefeated. That's why you think the step-in opponent, the replacement opponent is a 54-pounder for Benavidez. They ain't about to let you lose because, look, we don't know what he made, but he was able to pay Caleb 10 mil. You know what I'm saying? You ain't giving nobody 10 and 40 mil if you ain't making nothing. And then they come out and say they only had to make 500 back. That fucked up all the math, didn't it? We thought we knew something. How you only got to make 500 back off a motherfucking 50 mil? So he killing it. You know what I'm saying? But I got Hawk one more time. I see you call back in. Hawk.
You got me?
I got you.
Okay. How you doing this morning, Ness?
Yeah,
Ness. You know, I'm an old head, Ness. I hear what I hear you with the Canelo jumping around and everything. But I was there. I remember when Roy jumped up there. First of all, Roy jumped up there, and he was being called all kinds of names by Tarver and a lot of light heavyweights for running from them to go grab that heavyweight title, right? So Roy said he was the best in the world, so he's going to go up and get the title. Tarver said, you ain't even the best in Florida, more or less being the best in the world. So then he went out there, fought him, he beat him, came back, fought Tarver. But the problem I had with Canelo doing what you say, I think he should do it at the end of his career, because what happened to Roy is he built muscle to get to 200, I'm sorry. And you can't take muscle off if you think you're going back down to light heavyweight, because that's exactly what happened when he went back down. He tried to get the muscle off, and his muscle, he even had said that his response time and everything was messed up by the time he got back to fight Tarver again. And then he ended up getting knocked out by Tarver because he should have waited and did that at the very end of his career so he could just stay at that weight. I just think that's a good idea, but Canelo has to do it at a time when he's going to go up there and maybe just stay there or stay around in that area. But if he plans on fighting these fights that are coming up, which is big money, because like you said, Al is going to hold those boys to a point where they can possibly get that fight. I don't see what Charlo's did a lot to get it, but Charlo is the name that everybody wants. And so it's Benavidez. It's a name like everybody wants. But the only problem I have with what you're saying is Canelo goes up, comes back down. You have to build muscle to go up, not just size. You have to build muscle. Then you're going to have to take that muscle off, not just weight. You have to take off muscle to get back down to 175 for whatever big fight, to 160, whatever he may do. It won't be the same. He won't be the same Canelo again.
I mean,
he has to build.
He could always go back down to 75. He could go to Bridger, come back down to 75.
But the muscle he has to build to deal with just the average 175 pounder. If they go up to light heavyweight, if they went up to Bridger or heavyweight, they would have to gain muscle, not just gain weight. Because if you gain just weight, then you're going to get tired because you're going to be dealing with flab and extra weight.
I'm just
saying,
have to
be able to build that muscle.
Roy ain't gained that much weight though. He only came in at 193, champ.
But he came in close to 200.
Nah,
but he also built muscle.
I looked it up. 193, champ.
Oh, all right. Well, if you go check it out from back then, he'll say it himself. I couldn't get the muscle off that I needed to get back to fight Tarver. The muscle, when he took the muscle off, he lost his natural reflex from building muscle and then taking it off real fast to get back to light heavyweight. That was why he said he lost to Tarver. He said his body didn't respond to losing the muscle he built. That's the only part I'm talking about with Canelo. Better off doing it at the end of his career. But that's my call.
All right. Shout out. Thank you for calling in. I got my Gene Bear. What up?
Good morning, Ness. How's everything, brother?
Chilling.
Yo, hit me with that crow. I fell asleep on Sunday.
FYI, just to double down on my argument, I forgot to tell y'all that Jeremiah Milton, the heavyweight that we've interviewed here many times from Tulsa, Oklahoma, remember, he was brought into camp for this Keller Plant fight. He was sparring Canelo. Just saying, man, y'all trying to disrespect my matchmaking abilities here. But what
Ness,
up?
you heard me?
Nah, I ain't hear you. What up?
Hit me with the crow. I fell asleep on Sunday. All right. Yeah, Jeremiah Milton and Andy also said after the fight, he was like, "Listen, he can come up to heavyweight. He has power." He's like, and then jokingly he said he and I can fight. Obviously looking for that payday as well. But yeah, man. I mean, I'm not a fan of the Bridgerweight thing. I understand what you're saying, and it is making history again. But he's already done enough history, I mean,
yeah,
he's
but there's only
forever.
Roy did this. You understand? You put yourself in there with one of the greatest of all time. People don't ever stop talking about Roy Jones Jr. They will talk about you too, because only you and Roy did this.
I get that, Ness, but Roy didn't start out at 140.
Exactly, he started at 160. Which I get it, and Roy went to heavyweight. That's why Canelo's going to Bridgerweight. Stop cheating, man. Stop cheating. It's the same thing. It's one division less, and he's 2 divisions below Roy.
Well, I don't know, but I will say, listen, I will say this. I didn't think that was Canelo's best performance. I definitely Plant has something to do with that, but I also believe, I mean, the amount of time this guy is taking out of his day to go play golf. He's only played golf for a year, and he's he has a 5 handicap. That is ridiculous in a year. So I think that he's focusing, and I'm not, everybody gets to that point where they, you sleep in silk sheets, that saying. So I think he might be getting there, man. And I hate to say it because he's one of the most disciplined fighters there is, but I don't like the amount of time that he's spending on golf. And don't get me wrong, I love golf as well. But in a year time, making that kind of leap in those games, you have to spend a lot of time. And I think that he is dedicating a little bit too much time to it. So stay in the lower weight classes, not lower weight classes, but stay at 168, maybe go up to 175. I do think Bivol is his biggest challenge right now. But I would love to see that Charlo fight. That's my call, Ness.
Later, champ. And people talk about Roy going up and not being the same. I mean, look, he went up and came right back down for the Tarver fight. What's that say? 7 months later, 8 months later? Not smart. Not smart. You could have did a Danny Garcia backwards, If you go up, then you come down in a cruiserweight fight. Then you come down again, maybe another cruiserweight fight, but still in the cruiserweight limit. But closer to the light heavyweight limit, but still at cruiserweight. Because 176 to 200, 199. So, I don't know. It's definitely possible. And I know he likes achievements. Someone has to present it to him so they could click in his mind. He likes challenges. And maybe it will interest him to be in that category with Roy. To be one of the other dudes that done what Roy done. I don't know. It's worth it to me. And I just see Rivas as a fucking he's a sitting duck, man. He's ready to get shot by the right fighter, and obviously that right fighter could be Canelo. Definitely could be Canelo. Is this Castle Hill Gil? What up? Gil? What up,
good?
champ? What's up? What's up? Yeah. What you got to
Nothing
report?
much, yeah.
Did you win last week too?
I won a little bit. Just
Okay.
I actually lost most of it because I had under 9.5, but I did have a little $10 on that 11th round, so I ended up making it back. But I wanted to talk about this weekend's fight. I'm looking at my bookie now,
Rosado,
and
right?
yeah, but they're not letting me parlay. What's up with that?
I don't know. I tried to parlay that shit too with who's the 120?
I don't know. You know,
I was going to parlay that shit with Jake Paul, and they didn't let me.
That's exactly what I wanted to do, bro, but they won't let me.
I don't know what's
So
up.
that's kind of crazy.
I hit my rep up
though.
already though to see what's going on. Oh, so
but
okay.
Yeah, now looking forward to that fight. I'm going to that Camp Bosos. I'm definitely going to be going down to Florida. I'm going to send you my details. You called me in the middle of the day, bro. I definitely wanted to get it in a little bit just so that everybody can remember my voice. I'll keep calling in that stuff. I got to get back to work, but enjoying the show as usual. God bless the family. And TBB for life. You already know.
All right. Yeah, man. Shout out Castle Hill Gil. Appreciate you. Okay. We had this yesterday, and we knew that it wasn't Edwin Solano. And then I was like, damn, I'm going to remember that. Oh, fuck. I can't remember. One day. We almost there. Wait. Try one more time. Tizok. This Tizok. What up?
Hey, what up, guys? How you doing?
Good?
Man. Hey, don't be surprised if Canelo takes an easy fight like Durrell or something like that. To make up for that pay-per-view stuff. Heyman, I'm pretty sure he probably told him, if you do this, I'll give you a cake fight. Well, I don't know if it's gonna be cake, but probably Durrell or something like that. And with higher weights, it's getting crazy, dude. Hearing all this crazy talk in the Spanish, sports world, that they want to put on Vivo, and they say it. There has to be a catch weight or something. You can't. Dude, the guy's 5'7". I don't know.
Yeah,
my wife was
put
like,
a rehydration on Rivas. Make Rivas not go above 220.
Because you know what, man? You know what I realized that I saw the fight with what's his name, the big guy, 175, the guy he beat off.
Better Beef?
Can't think of the guy right now. No, the other guy, the one that Canelo beat already.
Kovalev.
I saw that fight, man, and he was like, you could tell he was like they had some kind of rehydration call because he was throwing like really fucking weak punches, and he started picking it up, but I'm like, nah, that was weird. That was so weird. And he has to do that because he's limited, man. They want him to fight with everybody, man. My wife was watching the fight this weekend with, and she was like, dude, how is he gonna fight a guy that big? She doesn't know about boxing, but she was like, dude, that's crazy. He's gonna get his ass whooped, And I'm like, watch the show. She fucking couldn't believe it, man. But she doesn't know about boxing, so she was watching it. It's like, hey, watching Mike Tyson punch out, man. Serious, man. The guy. I don't think he's the greatest fighter, but shit, he did a good show, man. So.
Well,
so
all right.
It, guys.
Thank you, brother. Thank you for calling in, man. I got some super chats I gotta get to. Looking like we got ourselves Rich Mendez that says Charlo will not be able to compete with Canelo, but without a belt, can he expect a large payout? I think that Andre gives him a better fight, but lose. I guess he meant loses. Also, David Benavidez has no defense. He loses. Yeah, man. I think he squares up. He'll get dropped. I don't know if he loses. I'm picking Canelo, but I think he gets dropped, bro. I think he gets dropped because he's gonna try and do his little flurry. He gonna try and show Canelo he got hand speed, and when he does his combos, he likes to be square, and Canelo gonna chip him with a counter. Mr. Calderon says, how about he just go to cruiser and light heavyweight? Nah, man, ain't nobody really sexy at cruiserweight. You know what I'm saying? It's a waste. It's a waste, man. You might as well jump to Bridger to get that casual mainstream media attention. Like, oh my God, he's going to the heavyweight division, right? And then you beating a cherry. Like, he ain't a cherry, but to Canelo got the tools to get it done versus this guy. Dante says, Ness, what up with the Gabe versus Munguia bet? I'm thinking Gabe pulls it off. What you thinking? I'm betting mines on Gabe. Listen, I'm betting Gabe, but y'all know I'm biased, man. Gabe was my first interview on the podcast, should I say, 12 years ago, man. So, like, him and Danny, it was a Philly special, I called it. And I got to ride with him. I mean, look how far he's come, I don't know that he's going to win. I think Jaime is vulnerable enough, right? We go back and we watch the Dennis Hogan fights, mad fights. He had a lot of trouble with a lot of people. I mean, he split somebody's lip, but even in that fight, he had trouble. Gabe is good, but Gabe gets into these wars, and Gabe don't got power. Yeah, he caught a body in his last fight, but I don't know that he got power to be banging, and he love to be banging. Hopefully he's matured. He's been with Freddie now consistently for some time now. Hopefully he's matured and he don't get drug into a brawl with Munguia, because that's what Munguia wants. J-Mac, what up? Available. J-Mac.
So you hating?
I'm that guy. What you want to bet on? Bet 100,000 on that. Let's bet $1 million. You getting that money, right? Easy. Let's bet $1 million easy. And I for the bread. When I him, y'all gonna say he was too weak. On my life.
Okay, bow down, bitches. I'm about to handle business. I'ma teach you all a lesson. This'll only take a minute. Got a part in all this passion in my blood. Niggas hating just because. Think about it. Everybody love Bud. J-Mac, where you at? All these niggas hating on me. Shit is whack. So official with it. Don't check the stats. Hey, I'm out here trying to get it. I only got a minute. Get ready for the back attack.
Yo, good morning. That's how it sound.
Straight.
Hey, not interested in seeing Canelo move up to fight a heavyweight, Bridgerweight. Like my brother said earlier, we never saw him at the cruiserweight. And when you move up in weight like that, the punch resistance from the bigger guys just get more it get a little more challenging. And as much as I hate on Canelo, I ain't trying to flush him down the trash can like that. I think he still got a lot of fights around him in Vivo at 175. David Benavidez at 168. That's two guys I'm more interested in seeing, because I think he fights at 168. I believe he can make the weight comfortably. It looks like he has, and 175 will be a stretch for him moving up. Anybody else, I don't see it. Charlo don't even fight at 168, but he'll sit at 160 with a belt and not fight nobody else, but will be expected to move up and get a Canelo fight. I don't support that. My vote is Benavidez or Bivol next for his next two opponents. For the Bud thing. Go ahead. No. You did something with the Bud vote, and I'd love to hear that and how you tallied that up. What show I got to go back and listen to?
Oh, Untitled, man. I don't know what episode that was.
Okay, you been did that?
Yeah, he's.
Oh. Yeah. I would just like to see how you drew up the whole thing. What were you about to ask me though?
Yeah, I was gonna go back to the Rozecki thing though. Like, you watched that fight with Ryan Rozecki and Rivas?
No, I'm not. I didn't watch it.
I thought y'all was Jeff boy, man. I watched that because of Jeff, man.
On. I didn't watch it, but I ain't gonna sit up here and act like everything I know about the sport. When you fighting bigger men, and naturally just way more than you, stronger than you, and could get away with much. I mean, that's weight classes for a reason. And now, yes, Canelo is a talented fighter. I give CYP credit for what he said earlier because I do watch his ass to lose. I'm a hater, and that's just what I am. I want to see Canelo get his ass whooped, but at the same, in the same breath, I know Canelo is a good fighter. I struggle with all the antics that challenged me with Canelo greatness. For us, I ain't going down the resume. I didn't call it enough to say this shit. But Canelo is a good fighter. I want to see him fight the guys instead of all his fans make excuses for why these guys can't fight. And it's that plain and simple. Let's stop discrediting guys when Canelo is the guy they need to beat in and around their weight class to prove their greatness. So that's all I got on that.
All right. Yeah, I got a super chat here, crazy super chat. C Soldiers says, what about Nello versus Wilder? Wilder's 36 years old, back-to-back losses. Yeah, he'll never reach Wilder's chin, man. Maybe the body. You know, he got crazy body percentage according to Dan Canabito or CompuBots. He got a crazy punch count land percentage on men 6 feet and above. So Wilder could probably get hit to the body, but Wilder would sleep Canelo, man. Listen, I'm not acting like Canelo's Superman. I'm just strategically picking the right fight. James Benitez says, Canelo might as well fight Wilder at Bridgerweight. Yo, y'all really hating on Wilder this morning. What's up with that? He the biggest name in boxing. He ain't even on this show and y'all talking about him. We got Mo callers looking like MD. Damn, I should have known that. What up?
What up? What's going on? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Great show. Your callers already touched on in regards to the Oscar versus Canelo fight. In regards to it's a win-win situation, and also him having to hydrate up and then come back down. I concur with your callers on that. I believe Cinco de Mayo you have Canelo versus Benavidez, and then the co-main you have Charlo versus Andre for a unification fight. With I know Eddie and Al really don't do business, but just try to see if they can promise that next fight will be either the winner out of them two.
Only way that's happening is if Canelo offers Charlo the fight on Dazn, they let Charlo cross the street. Actually, no, because you want who you said? You said Canelo versus who?
Canelo versus David Benavidez in the main event on Cinco de Mayo.
That only way that's gonna work. Only way that's gonna work is if Canelo really pushes weight around and say, "I want an undercard fight." So then he brings Andre, which he ain't, because he don't even like Andre. That's doing Andre the favor, because that's a PBC undercard. If he fighting David, that means it's on PBC. And then if you put in Jermall on the undercard, that's a really, because you can't. How is Al gonna send two PBC fighters to be on the zone card? That's gonna be crazy. That's a lot of money you're gonna have to. I doubt it. It's got to be the other way. Canelo got to go back to PBC. And he got to come to PBC in the negotiation table. He got to be like, yo, I want Andre on my undercard.
Lastly, you correct. How did you counterpunch and cash it? Every time I try, it never works.
So counterpunch, you could just cash app NESGTO, $, NESGTO, $5, and put the abbreviation CP or the word counterpunch. And then I will come right back to you on Blog Talk. You can always call in on Skype if Blog Talk ends, because they only give me like a 4-hour limit. So if they end, you could call in on Skype and you'll still get the counterpunch. Now, you can also super chat on YouTube, $5, and put the word CP. Make sure you say, yo, this MD, give me a counterpunch, and I come back to you. That's how it works.
All right, great show, man. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Great show.
Appreciate you, man. Like Stainless said, appreciate the back call. They created the counterpunch, and it's been one of the best things, honestly, they created. So I appreciate y'all for inventing it, using it, and it's obviously spreading the word. So once again, for anybody that wants to ever have a secondary call, The Cash App is always on the screen. I had my designer put it there. I feel like you guys never noticed that it's there, but it says it right there, like the neon green $ with the neon sign that says Nest GTO. It's got a dollar bill floating and everything. It's right there. You always use Cash App. $5 gets you a counterpunch. You could also do $5 super chat, gets you right back on the line. You could go a step further, become a boomerang on Patreon, get 2 calls and cut the line as well, or be a ringer and get 1 call that allows you to cut the line. If you're ever in a rush, you hate waiting, because we do have a lot of calls, a lot of super chats, a lot of banter. So sometimes you need to just cut the line. You need to get get to the point. That being said, we got some super chats I got to get to. And the first one is coming from Chuevo Guapo. Let me double check, make sure that's not number 3. Definitely know I've done 2 of yours. Chuevo got 2. He says, why didn't Charlo use WBC status to go fight Callum at 168? If he won, then Canelo would have to fight him for undisputed. Did he even try? Inform me. Well, remember that when Canelo made his plans to fight at 68, he chose Callum. So he was never available for Charlo. Charlo would have had to have had inside information without a shadow of a doubt that Canelo was going to move up and undispute. Because I'm pretty sure, let me go to his record, but I'm pretty sure the first fight at 68 was Callum for the WBC, for the WBA and the ring, and maybe the vacant WBC, or he had fought Yeardom for the vacant WBC. I gotta check his resume, but pretty sure it went something like that. There it goes. Saul BoxRec. So for Yeardom, yeah, the vacant WBC was on the line for the Callum Smith fight. So there was never an opportunity for first of all, Callum was never the WBC champ. He was the WBC diamond. So Charlo could have never asked to fight him. That was wrong. I should have just remembered he was the diamond. Could have never asked to fight him, champ. You're not the real champ. The real champ was vacant. It was Benavidez. So that's who you talking about. Charlo should have asked to fight Benavidez before Benavidez lost his belt on the scales, which, again, no one knew any of this would happen. We got Houston.
Let's start with this. I'm a creative genius.
SDS.
And now, the most dangerous producer on YouTube, Brandon in Houston.
SDS Promotions.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yo, what up, Ness?
What up?
Yeah, let's stop with this Rivas thing, please, man. You don't get this dude hurt.
So you think Rosetti's better?
If anybody out there watched that fucking live chat fight, and you heard Ness complaining about Rivas using all these dirty bullshit tactics with his shoulders,
he'll never get away with that. He'll never get away.
Listen, imagine this, man. Listen, imagine Ness doing that to
man, he'll never get away with that with Canelo. You know that. Look at refs. Look at Floyd's refs. Look at Canelo's refs. They don't let you get away with that with the superstars of boxing.
Yeah, man. You say that now, but I'm saying he's gonna get rough.
All right, here's another fight. Wilder Fury. Did they allow inside fighting? Hell no. They broke that shit up.
I mean, no.
Nah, they broke that shit up, bro.
He didn't break it up fast enough. He was leaning on Wilder the whole time. We was talking about that after the fight. Like, damn, how you doing? Leaning.
But they would break it up, though. They wasn't letting Fury just do it. They would break it up.
It wasn't enough. But when it was happening, it was effective, and it was hurting Wilder,
All right.
When it happened, it happened. It was taking its toll.
And who do you think the ref was there for?
The ref was. I don't know who the ref was there for, to be honest with you.
The ref was there for Wilder. He the one changed the first ref. Remember?
Nah, they changed this shit to that bum ass Russell Mora as a this guy.
Yeah, but they changed it. They changed it because he called the ref names. He said the ref was, remember? But anyway, whatever, man. It is what it is.
I remember.
I'm just saying, as a face of boxing, ain't no way he gonna be in there roughing up Canelo. They not letting him. Canelo gonna pick the ref. Just the same way Floyd picked the ref. And Bayless ain't let nobody rough up Floyd.
I hear you, man, but it's not. It sounds good, man, but it ain't gonna be like that. You fighting that Bridgerweight, that's the 220. Man, you gonna get Canelo hurt anyway. Benavidez a shot.
I don't understand why y'all can't see the logic. Ryan Rozecki never fought anyone. No disrespect, but he never fought anyone. He had 13 fights, and they were all like less than mediocre. Like there were no big fights, no names on there. Like, what are we talking about?
I get it, man. It's just a different size. It's just different size, man. I hear you. You talking about Roy Jones Jr. and John Ruiz? I'm just saying that's, to me, as big as that dude is, I just don't see. I don't really want to see. And I'm not even no big Canelo fan. I don't want to see that, man. You gonna get him hurt. But my thing is that give Benavidez a shot. Charlo, I sent you a clip. You never played it yet, but Charlo, after his fight with Marcel, talking about I'm a 160 fighter. I don't do this and that. He told Benavidez, I'm a 160 fighter. You got to come down. Like, so don't try to skip me in the line and try to take my shot. Like, nah. Benavidez, you walk around with my belt. The WBC offered my belt up to Callum Smith and Canelo out of fucking nowhere. Give me my shot. You walk around with my belt. If I'm Benavidez after Saturday, I'm calling that shit fake undisputed. I'm gonna call it out. I'm gonna make him pick me. I'm gonna make people hate me. Whatever you want me to do, I'm gonna call that shit fake undisputed because the WBC gave my belt away out of nowhere. They gave it away. So and I didn't get a shot at it. Charlo never called me out when I had the belt. You weren't talking about undisputed until I didn't have the belt. I'm calling that shit fake undisputed until you fight me. So let's go, David Benavidez, and we stop at Canelo, man. I already put my step on that. Let's go.
Crimea River, champ. You ain't talk. Yo, these Benavidez fans, he ain't talk about undisputed till Benavidez lost the belt. Benavidez got dropped around the Greville, man. Canelo ain't worried about that shit. For real, man. My man ain't even disciplined. He ain't worried about that shit. Look, I thought Plant had the stamina, the movement. Benavidez is going to have the stamina, the power, because of his fighting style. He going to have to have the stamina and the power because of his fighting style, because he right there to be hit. And he likes to throw back, so he going to be countered too. I mean, I don't know how they think that's the one, but okay. Let me see what I got. Oh, that's what I got to do. That's what I got to do. Via the producer and shit.
I'm sorry?
160 is my weight division. I want to unify. I want to get Golovkin in the ring. I want to bring him to Houston. You know what I'm saying? I want to get Canelo out here to Houston. If they really to come down to 160, this is my weight division.
Mm-hmm. Line 6 Reed, I see you, but you ain't pressed 1. Just giving you the update, and it looks like we got JT. You available? We gave you a regular call? Nah, right? You available?
So interesting that you come across like a nice guy, but you're really a piece of shit. Hey, with that comment. Come on. That was a piece of fuck you. That was a piece of shit. We're doing live TV. Man, I don't care. What you gonna do about it?
I'm killing this mother. Why do you have to talk like that?
Well, I'm talking to you the way I want to talk to you. You have a problem? Turn off your station. I'm the best ever.
Yeah, actually, Nessa, we had went into a counter punch and my call because you asked me a few questions. But if you want to give me another one, I'll take it.
Of course, champ. Go for it.
We still talking about the same topic, right? Mm-hmm. All right. I'm still gonna piggyback off my last topic. I think even with my hate towards Canelo, And Canelo is a skilled fighter. You know, that's a fight I would let my sons watch only for his upper movement, how slippery he is up top, not the footwork. But honestly, and speed and power. He does have speed and power. So my thing with this is I'm still on these fans. You know, I'm tired of these fans. Can't give me breakdowns. They just say, "Well, Canelo could beat anybody. Canelo could beat anybody." How he can beat people? You know, that's my thing about it. Even if I call in, I could give a prediction on a fight and stuff like that, and I'm not gonna just be biased. That's with Arrow. That's with Bud. Anybody we talk about when we talk about it on this show, and you get a lot of these Canelo fans calling in because Canelo is a god to them and stuff like that, and he can't be beat. But prove to me how he could beat these. How can he move up in a Bridgerweight division and beat up on a bigger man that's naturally bigger than him? So when them punches start coming, I don't think that power is gonna is not gonna last up there. Yes, he's gonna be the faster man, but the thing about all that weight is like all the callers are calling in is like with Roy Jones. You do that and you're gonna have a big problem when you talk about coming back down unless you plan on staying up there. He's 5'8", he's very short for that division. I don't think that would be a good investment for him at this point in his career, because like if he plan on fighting again after at a smaller weight class, it's going to be hard for him to get all that weight back off. So I'm just curious, like, why y'all just so think Canelo can just move up at Bridgerweight, skip cruiserweight. He fought at like
Cut it, cut it.
All right, real quick, I got me a super chat. Suave Look says, everyone wants to be a baller, but forget about the struggle. Charlo's, Benavidez, and GGG has fought nobody since the last Canelo fight. All right. Well, real quick, I just want to shout out Adidas, or as Lady Shan would say, Adidas. They sent me these brand new gloves. I wish they were 16 ounce because I'm not a professional fighter, which means I won't be getting in the ring anytime soon with 10 ounces unless like I'm trying to do pad work for video purposes, right? Like, because I mean, you know, but these are 10 ounce Adidas, and they're a new line. They're called Speed Tilt 750s. They sent me these over to try them out. They feel really good. I'm going to take them to the gym. I actually took them to the gym yesterday, but there was some sparring, so obviously we were not able to record. But these are all green gloves out there for all my people that, you know, are go green and you want to save the planet. These Adidas are all green gloves, and they're sustainable cactus leather. Isn't that pretty cool, right? Again, I got to see how they hold up. That's why they sent them over. Gonna beat on the bag a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Do some pad work. They feel good on my face. They're nice and smooth. I love the metallic in the red. Reminds me of that torch red, Corvette red. Speak it, believe it, receive it. Corvette by my birthday. Let's go. But I really do love this torch red with the metallic. It reminds me of the Kendall Holt. No disrespect to Adidas, right? I know this is about them right now, but this metallic is very appealing. I'm mad that they didn't send them in 16s so that I could fight with them and so that I could train with them. Because again, 10 ounces, realistically, I'm not a professional. It's going to be difficult. I'm going to only be able to use these with a trainer to do pad work. And, you know, my hands, it's going to be so fast, right? Because I'm used to 20s. I train in 20s and fight in 16s. So, but they're beautiful. They're beautiful. I don't have a price for you, right? They didn't send a price. And they didn't ask me to promote them for you to buy them anyway. It's just for me to try them. But shout out to Adidas creating a go green brand, right? Like, I don't know. It looks like leather, feels like it. We'll see how it holds up, beating the bags, hitting the pads. Obviously, I can't spar with these. Ain't nobody going to let me spar with 10 ounces. But, yeah, they're pretty dope. And this is what I found appealing, right? You see how they curve to fit the wrist? See that? That's strange. Like, I got mad gloves. I love my MX, let's be real. Me and Canelo use MX, you know. But this curve for the wrists, I like. So I'll let you know how they are when I take them again. I took them to the gym yesterday, but I wanted to do like a pad work video because I don't want to really hit the bag with these puppies right here. You know, these are like pretty dope. You know, these would make perfect, and they're lace up. I don't have a lot of lace ups, so these are fight gloves for real because they're lace ups. 10 ounces would be what? Above 54, right? So shout out to Adidas. We appreciate you over here at TBV, man. Who we got? Looking like, is that Coach Bill? I'm gonna have to check because I'm not good with my Vegas numbers. My Vegas people don't call in like that. Vegas, where you at, man? It's supposed to be one of the capitals, fight cities, yada, yada, yada. You know what I mean? We need more Vegas people. Even though right now I got registered over 50 Vegas numbers. Who is this? Who's this? No, that is Young Lion. Nope, that's not Young Lion. That is Oscar Vegas. Sorry about that. What's going on, brother?
Yo. Hello.
Yep.
Yo, what up, Ness?
How are you?
Pretty good, man. Great show as always. Man, you know, with this whole Canelo situation, man, Bridgerweight, man, that don't even sound appealing, to be honest with you. And just to recap on the whole Plant Canelo thing, I used to think Cater Plant honestly was like the weakest of the link as far as Benavidez, Saunders, and even Charlo. I used to really think, you know, Cater Plant was honestly the weakest. Now I think kind of the opposite, man. I think since Cater Plant performed like that with all that movement, I think Benavidez and Charlo was probably even going to be easier than Plant was. So as far as who's Canelo fighting next, I mean, I'll say just bring on Charlo, and that's it, man.
All right, brother. Well, appreciate you. Thanks for calling in. I got King Born in Brooklyn. What it do?
When you see old dirty bastard form a position like that, then you know that I'm getting ready to bust your...
Yo, first of all, I want to say I love my TBV comrades. I love my TBV live chat comrades. Let's get to it, man. Listen, this Bridgerweight shit is out of order, right? Canelo ain't no goddamn Roy Jones. Don't bring that man up there. I want him to get busy with Better Beef, Bivol, everybody at 175. Here's the plan. To switch him up, fix him up shit, right? He dominated 168. He gonna go to 175 and get that belt. We don't give a fuck about cruiserweight. You know that, right? He can't go to heavyweight. Oscar Rivas is a big boy. This Triple G shit, listen, man. He need to fight Benavidez. I'm on my Abogado shit. I'm the advocate, King Born Esquire advocate for David Benavidez, man. Get him in there with a Mexican who gonna try to challenge him. You know what I'm saying? I got the shit wrong about Plant. We all got the shit wrong about Plant, Ness. But Canelo trying to get busy at Bridgerweight is like Tank trying to get busy at 168. It's not going to happen. Don't run with it, Ness. Hey, Ness, what's up with Gabe Rosado, man, and his Jaime McGee shit, man? That fight.
You know I love that fight.
Listen, you remember them clothes back in the days where one color was red, then you changed the jacket inside out, it turned blue? That's what it is. We believe in Gabe, we believe in Heine, right? But that shit gonna fuck the money up because we don't know what the hell gonna happen in that fight. Yes, Gabe looked good knocking out that dude, but Heine is 160 Yo, man, I don't know. It's some switch 'em up, fix 'em up shit. But Ness, man, thank you for coming to me. Like I said, we gonna get it on. Yo, everybody get ready for the week of Bud and Porter. I'm gonna be on my serial killer shit. Be ready for me, y'all. Peace, Ness. Let's go.
All right. LV Slugger, I feel like we went to you. I'm not sure though. Can I get? Let me know. Let me know. Did we? Did we, champ?
Nah.
Oh wow.
Only time y'all see me in Rays is when I turn into the Bronze Mama.
I want a body, and he gonna be the body.
The ambulance better be ready. The medical better be ready. The referee better be ready. They better have that towel to be able to throw it in.
SDS Promotions.
That's it, right?
LV Slugger.
TBV, what up?
What up?
Yeah, man, you on your get Canelo hurt tour, I see. Trying to get that man up out of box.
Did you watch the Rozeki fight?
I wasn't even too much
See,
trying to watch that. You know,
I need people that watch that fight. Y'all gonna be. It's crazy too because we all fuck with Jeff. Jeff is Rozeki's man, and that's the only reason I watched that fight. I even did a live fight chat. Y'all gotta watch that fight, man. Rivas is vulnerable beyond, like, you gotta watch the fight. That dude,
sure
that dude is 13-0, and never fought nobody, bro. He never fought nobody. It's just no disrespect to him. He never fought nobody. They gave him a shot. He jumped in there with Rivas and had the fight of his life at that too. But I'm gonna pull up his resume. And say some names that y'all see if y'all ever heard of this guy. Nah, but go ahead. I'm sorry.
I understand all that, but come on, one of the biggest sayings in boxing is weight divisions for a reason, man. Like this man started at one.
He didn't drop
you really
that
gonna
dude.
tell this?
He didn't drop that dude. And that dude 13-0, never been in the ring. Ain't that the same reason? Ain't that the same reason we thought he was going to stop Plant? Because he ain't been on that level? So who the hell Rozeki with? I mean, look, you got to watch the fight.
Dillian White, a natural heavyweight, he dropped his big ass though.
He did. He did. I mean, but Dillian White is what? He's what? He got sloppy in that fight. He got tired. Things that Canelo don't deal with. Things that Canelo don't. You gotta watch the fight though. But look, look at this dude's resume, bro. And again, no disrespect, because I don't want Jeff catching feelings. But look at his
5 pounds next.
Huh?
75.
Huh?
Bigger dude. He started at 175, then he Rozeki.
Nah, he was always a 200-pounder.
That's what I'm saying. He a natural bigger dude than Canelo.
Bruh,
Canelo ain't number 5.
But that's what I'm saying. Just because I'm bigger than Canelo don't mean I could win the world title though, right? Right?
Nah,
So this dude is 200 pounds. So the fuck what? It's about skill. You see his 200 pounds ain't help him win that Rozeki fight.
But listen here,
that Rivas fight, excuse me, Rozeki is his name. But I get you. Listen, I'm not here to argue because I already got enough people to believe me. Look at the poll. It's almost at 1,000 votes. People already see the same thing I see.
Bro, them Canelo fans, they think he can do.
Those people that really watch the fight.
You see they trying to put him in there with Wilder. Like, come on, they believe that man can do whatever. So, I mean, I'm not even taking that serious. Like, but I really want to just talk on the Triple G. Like, if he decide to fight Triple G, Charlo, Andrade, any of them names, all of them, they gotta come to 168. I'm not coming down to no catch weight. I'm not doing none of that. I'm fighting at 168. Make Triple G bring his old ass to 168. He ain't been at 160 his whole career. So I mean, if he and then he gotta look good against Murata. I mean, I don't feel like that's a guaranteed win for him, but I mean, if he look good against Murata, I think with what Canelo done did in this year, less than a year undisputed division, I have no problem with what his next opponent will be. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't really be knocking him if he do choose a John Ryder, and then especially what he been able to do in this less than a year. But if I, as a fan, I think Charlo.
I think Charlo would be the fight I would want to see, especially around that Cinco de Mayo weekend. I mean, I feel like that'll be huge. You know what I'm saying? I do hit the Benavidez thing, and that's my favorite at 168. You know, I think Benavidez is.
CYP counterpunch.
Yo. I want to throw this at people, right? Let's just say 2022. Canelo said, you know what? I'm tired of all this talking. I want to be undisputed at 160. But the only way I'm going to do it is if we set up a tournament. The tournament goes Canelo versus Andrade, Triple G versus Charlo. The winners fight, right? The winners fight. All 2022. You got all those fights. PBC, whoever is involved, going to make lots of money. You telling me the boxing world would not be up in arms over a tournament where Canelo is saying, you know what, y'all think I'm scared of these black fighters? You think I'm scared? You think I'm scared? Okay, bring the negros on. Bring on the negros. He go out there, beat Charlo. He beat Andrade ass, which I think he will. And then Triple G loses to Charlo. He get to beat both of them dudes, be undisputed at 160, then drop the belts and go live his life the way he wants to live it. I swear to you, I would buy every single one of those fights. But for all y'all keep talking about Triple G, you got to remember, Triple G's 39 years old right now, yo. Triple G's 39. I told y'all, sometimes y'all forget how old that man is. Triple G is 39.
He just had a birthday.
Yeah, man. He kind of old. But if y'all like that tournament, let me know if y'all like that tournament. If you don't, we see who you protecting. CYP out.
I mean, I like the tournament. I just don't think Canelo's going to do Andre first. If he agrees to allow Andre in the tournament, and I'm going based off his energy for Andre. Like he said, you'll never get the fight, horrible fighter, get the fuck out of here, all that. And you see he thought Caleb disrespected him. Now, at least they got the fight and hug it out. It's not settled with Andre. So I feel like if he agrees to put Andre in this hypothetical tournament, he'll make Andre and Charlo or Andre Benavidez fight each other. Right? To make him, because he says you've never fought. No, he never went in on anybody. Right? He's been asked about Charlo all his life. He never said he's a horrible fighter. He never said you got that belt from nobody. Who you never beaten. Like Canelo, if you think in clearly about everything that he said, he really had a lot to say about Andre. He's never had that much to say about anyone. I do hear he had some sick shit to say about Tank. I wish I had the quote or audio. Shout out to the producers. Can you get it? There's allegedly some audio of Canelo saying, like someone asked Canelo, like, oh, you know that Tank said you are him. He is you and you are him at 168 and 120 or whatever the fuck, right? Because I think Tank tweeted out after the Plant fight, like, Canelo is me at 168. Facts. That's the actual tweet. So when Canelo was asked about it, allegedly, because I don't have the quote, I was told this. Allegedly, he said before he can call himself him, he's got to go undisputed and fight Teofimo. I don't know if that's true. I know Blue Blood did a video on it. I ain't click it. I was busy getting ready for my show this morning, but I seen a title similar to that. Shout out to Blue. So if that's true, Canelo out here capping for Tio because that's his Latin boy. So he trying to give him shine. You see they was taking pictures together. But B, that's crazy. He putting the pressure on Tank and Ryan. No bias from Canelo. He told Ryan he out here wasting time. Now Ryan talking about he got a big fight to announce. And, he put some pressure on Tank. Like, me and you ain't the same. You got to go get them undisputed straps. So that's some pressure. A little bit. N.O. What up? New Orleans. N.O.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce to you a young fella. And he comes from the Magnolia.
Good morning, man. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to everybody on the back call. You understand me? Let's get it, man. I'm hyped. I'm hyped this morning, Ness.
Let's
you
go.
dig? Let's get this shit popping, man. For his own Canelo going up to Bridgerweight, man. I think he needed to go ahead and just kill that. I mean, Rivas might be a wounded duck. He got a belt. I'm saying you saying that because he got a title.
He got a belt. Bridgerweight title, man, a new one. Another BC belt. He'll be the first Mexican Bridgerweight champ ever. Yo, y'all don't get legacy, man.
All right, I get that. That's cool. But they don't really have nobody at Bridgerweight like that. I mean, that fight can wait a couple of more months. Let's get the fight that we want to see out of the way, and then we're gonna go up to Bridgerweight and then retire. How that sound? Do what you do what you need to do at the lower weight, then go up there, fight that dude, and then hang it up. You know what I mean? Ride off into the sunset. You know, they gonna be holding you up there with Chavez and all that shit. You do it like that. You can't deny that, innit? And then you know what I'm saying? We got the big fight coming up in a couple of weeks, you dig? Ness, what time is it?
Showtime.
What time is it?
Showtime.
That's what I want to say in the chat. That's my call, baby.
Bruh, there's only one way, and that's the Porter way. They fucking know. November 20th, man. Judgment Day. You know who I'm riding with, man. I was riding with Porter when he was signed a prize fighter. Y'all dudes don't even know what the fuck that is, man. Their company don't exist no more. You know who I'm riding with, man. You know what time it is, man. It's showtime.
You're not on my level. And you will see.
I know my body. Yeah, I know Shakur body. Shakur know my body.
I know Porter body. And I know Terrence body. He about to get bodied by Porter. You know it. I know it, man. Yo, that's why. Yo, you never heard Sean talking about knockout. He know. He know what everybody know. He know what Top Rank know, man. Top Rank ain't never put that man in with a puncher for a fucking reason, man. Let's go. And look, Porter ain't even a puncher. He just a bull. He just a bull, man. Bull in a China shop when it come on motherfucking November 20th. Crawford about to get shattered. Shattered. Watch. Watch. You'll see. November 20th. The toughest fight of his life. Just like I called the Plant fight. I feel vindicated. I don't care what y'all say. I told y'all Plant was on that fucking level. Told y'all. And you gonna see. Shit I've been saying about Crawford for all this time. He finally in there with somebody who just don't give a fuck. Huh? It's going down. You'll see. I can't wait. When should we start fight week for that, man? Let me check the schedule real quick. I see you, Elvi. Give me unos segundos, unos momentos. Let me just get the schedule up and see when we can officially start, because that's big. For this audience, for my audience, that's big. That's bigger than Canelo Plant for us. Let's see. See, I know some of y'all casual listeners to the show. Y'all listen like, man, that shit ain't bigger than Canelo Plant. Y'all tripping. That was undisputed. Yeah, I get it for y'all, you know. But for this audience, our core listeners, you know, we care more about this particular fight. So today we're on the 9th. This weekend is the 13th with the Rosado. And then you got the Kid Galahad fight. He in a tune-up with fucking Kiko Martinez. I can't believe they still giving Kiko Martinez fights. Then you got Terry Harper. All right, we're going to skip all that bullshit. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, man, I think we could start as early as Monday, right? Monday's the 15th. Damn, fight week next week. Holy shit. Man, we might have to start this week. What? Crazy. Uh-oh, I got counterpunch. Go ahead, LV. Damn, the fight's next week, y'all. It's crazy.
Yeah, I just want on that Benavidez tip, like, you know what I'm saying? I do think he's one of my favorites at 168. Really my favorite, you know, at 168. It just, you know, he is still young. And if he there to be great and get the Canelo shot, go ahead and get it. But I just feel like with his, you know, he's flat-footed and his head always right there to get hit. I'm not sure he really ready for Canelo right now. You know, I think if Charlo was to move up, big Charlo was to move up to 60, I think I would favor him over a Benavidez right now. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, either one of them fights I'm cool with. But like I said, with Canelo doing what he just did, man, he can just do just about whatever. So for his next fight, I feel like he deserved it. You know what I'm saying? But and you said it was a super chat about the 175 cruiserweight. Like I know you were saying like cruiserweight ain't enough, man, but what is Bridgerweight? That joint just started last week?
Exactly, but he'll be the first.
That's what I'm saying. Like cruiserweight been here longer.
He'll be the first, champ. Dawn in San Diego.
What's up, Ned?
What up?
How you doing?
I'm
Hey, I wanted to ask you. What did you think of Plant's rendition of the Philly Shell?
It was good, man. It was good. He landed some counter rights. You know, it wasn't good defensively. It was better all offense. You know, and by that I mean when he used it to actually throw the right hand versus using it just to defend Canelo shots.
But like, if you aside from Mayweather, anyone that's tried to use it, would you say that Plant used it better than anyone else aside from Mayweather?
I don't know. Broner used to be good with it, man, when he was at 135. He was real good with it. You know, he had me fooled. I bet I picked him over Maidana.
Well, anyway, at least what I want to say is I think Canelo kind of neutralized that. He neutralized the Philly Shell, but I'll call back again, but I have more to share. But thanks for the call. I know my time is up.
All right. About to call you. Line 6, what up, champ? Shout out to you. I seen you supported Info Joe. Shout out to my man, Line 6 Reed. Shout out to your son. I know he got the win.
For sure. Yeah, he went and did his thing out there. Hey, where's my intro at? We got to show Brandon some love, Ness. Let's go.
I know, man. I'm horrible with this shit, man. It's Brandon's fault. He's sending me too many intros, bro. And honestly, I got my maids outside, my Mary maids. They waiting to come clean my office. And you the last caller, I think. And I'm hoping because they on the door.
It don't matter who it is. If I get anybody hurt, they getting out of there. They not getting out that round or that fight.
Because I know for a fact that Boots could beat Crawford. I know for a fact that Boots could beat Spence. I know for a fact that Boots could beat Ugas, Pacquiao.
In your opinion, who is the best fighter at 147?
Me. Everything Roy did, Boots do it better. Everything Mayweather did, he do it better.
SDS Promotions.
Lines.
All right, so check this out. I just wanted to bring some Boots attention to the panel right quick. Y'all know that boy, he was back in the gym that Monday after his fight. You know what I mean? The same thing with my son. Yesterday, he came back, right back at the gym. That's what separates Boots from all y'all's favorite fighters. While they out at the Caribbeans drinking margaritas and stuff, Boots is in the gym working. So I just want to let all y'all dudes know that sleeping on Boots and he ain't fought nobody. Just give it time, fellas. I'm telling you, man. Boots is the Messiah. You know what I mean? He's the one that's going to part the Red Sea. That's my call, Ness. You have a good day, brother. Appreciate the love and support you showed to my son, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.
For sure, champ. Yeah, man. I wish the best for all of y'all so I could be getting the inside scoop. You know what I'm saying? Start early. J-Mac, Boomerang. J-Mac, what up? I hear you. What's up?
Yeah, Lion 6. Look this guy. Shout out to Boots. A young talented prospect, but ain't doing shit, ain't fighting nobody. That's my troll for Boots for the day. For his Canelo, like I said, man, as much as I want to see him beat, I don't want him to see him in there with heavyweight. And he's being compared to Roy Jones. Canelo's 5'7" with flat feet. Don't move well enough to be in there with a bigger guy. Roy Jones at least was a few inches bigger, almost 6 foot, with the athleticism and the movement to save his ass in the fight. And I think he did win. But I think Canelo got more than enough competition around him in 175, 168 to show how great he can be. I did support the Andrade and Canelo fight, but there's a reason why Canelo got all that heat.
Yo, y'all just don't want Roy's achievement to get erased by Canelo because y'all know Canelo's name gonna last longer in the record books because he doing more shit. And if he do the Bridgerweight, it ain't gonna blank what Roy did because Roy went to heavyweight, but it's gonna be up there with what he did. You know, Roy is not 6 feet. I've met him not once, not twice, multiple times. When I first started, bro, he would give me interviews all the time when he was working with HBO. Him and Max. Go check my channel. You know, Roy ain't tall. Check on BoxRec. He's 5'10". Canelo's 5'8". You know what I'm saying? He fought a big heavyweight, but it was a strategic picked heavyweight. Not a dude that's great. A dude that happened to have a title, just like Rivas. You guys ain't watched the fights. That's the thing, man. It's crazy talking boxing if you ain't watched the fight. You got to watch Dillian White versus Rivas. You got to watch Rivas versus Jennings. And you got to watch Rivas versus fucking Ryan Rozecki to know why I'm saying what I'm saying. My last caller, Brandon, let's go.
Hey, whole nother time zone. Jug duffel bag with our mind on. Can't play when you here, get your life stole. If you bring it here, then the price grow. Folks jabbing and punching the line long. I drop a pigeon, let 9 go. We slap with the fake glass and white go. This only happens in Ohio.
All right. What up, champ?
Yo, I wasn't even gonna call in on the Canelo topic. I only called in because you started talking that craziness about Bud and Porter. And I just had this conversation with you, my man.
What you had?
On Sunday. People are betting their hard-earned money and they're using your influence to sway who they bet on.
My
you just told me.
Man, has Porter been in? Has Crawford been in this ring with somebody like Porter? Yes or
Man,
no?
listen,
yes or no? Yes or no?
No,
yes or no?
I don't care. Listen,
right,
I love my TVV family more than Ness, obviously. So don't let Ness sway y'all into putting y'all money on Porter. He just swayed y'all to lose y'all fucking money with Plant. I love y'all, man. If y'all ain't gonna bet big money for Bud, don't bet at all. Don't listen to Ness. Porter's about to get his ass whipped. So yeah, man, stop doing that shit, man. Stop allowing these people to be swayed by your crazy ass opinion.
So since you want to lie, since you want to
got families to feed, man.
Since you want to lie on my name, what was my crazy ass opinion? Because I told everybody bet Canelo by decision. I didn't say.
Don't matter.
I didn't say nothing else.
You talk the Plant up. You talk Plant up so good for fucking 2-3 months. You swayed him, man.
Fuck out of here. You a hater.
I'm telling you, man.
He did everything I said he would do. He did everything I said he would do. Fuck out of here. That man went down in history. The only man to have a conversation with Canelo in the ring. Get out of here. He earned Canelo's respect. Listen, I got other callers. Line 6, I seen you with a counterpunch. I can't hit you. I really do literally have the maids at the door. They've been cleaning everywhere else except here. They were supposed to come a little bit later, but they had another one, so whatever. I'm out. Catch y'all on the next one. Apologies.